Hello, everybody, and welcome to Vicky Pattison, The Secret To. This week, I am joined by actor, comedian, and star of Gogglebox. It's Babatunde Aleshe, everybody. Woo!
Hello.
Did you like your introduction?
I absolutely loved it.
Good. I'm pleased you did. Mate, I feel like you're a very busy man.
I am. Lately, it's been very, very busy, but I'm thankful for that, because the opposite of not being so busy is being broke. So I'm just glad that I'm busy. You know how it goes.
I always say that, like everybody. So when people get to know me, they're like, I think some people also have an inflated idea of my level of fame as well. They're always like, oh God, like when you walk, can you even walk around Tesco by? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking fine, mate. Like I'm hardly an A-lister. Like I do all right. So I would always go like, oh, does it ever get to you, having to chat to everybody and do this? And I say, you know what? Like I'm absolutely always so grateful whenever anybody recognizes me, whenever anybody wants to say hello, whenever anybody tells us like, oh, I like the podcast or whatever, because otherwise I'd be back working in my call center, which I was fucking shite at.
I was working at a call center as myself.
I feel like it's a rite of passage, mate, isn't it?
It's annoying, trust me.
What call center did you work in, or can you not say?
I can't say the name, but basically I was working for a transport company in London, so we all know what that was.
Of course.
And, I was customer services, so I was getting complaints all the time. So yeah, it's a lot.
It is a lot as well, and I feel like being like receiving calls. I never did that, so I called a lot of people.
Okay.
I was trying to flog Sky.
Oh,
that was my job, yeah. And then eventually I did get moved to people calling me, which was a little bit better. But yeah, I remember it was the job I did just before I did Geordie Shore. And I remember my like line manager, so to speak, Elaine, she was lovely. I'll never forget that. She took us to one side and she was like, are you getting on this show? And I was like, I think so. And she went, because you're fucking better, because I cannot keep you here much longer. Basically just like, you're so cracked.
Similar thing kind of happened to me, Yeah, similar thing. Like once I got Celebrity Gogglebox, my manager, he called me. This was because we were furloughed at this time.
Yeah.
Sorry. We were working from home. I wasn't furloughed at that point. But he called me and he basically said, listen, do you want to keep this job? I see that you've got Gogglebox. It was just like, do you mind keeping this job? If you lose this, like if you allow me to like let you go, someone else won't lose their job. And I was just like, yeah, perfect. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing Gogglebox now, so absolutely cool.
Yeah, so fuck off, mate.
Basically.
Yeah. Oh, but I love that. And it sounded as though he was so kind to you as well, like giving you that opportunity.
Yeah, no, it was a good manager, hard to find.
Yeah, oh, bless you. Well, I'm so pleased, for one, that you did leave and now you're finding like you're able to explore other things that bring you happiness. What is right? So obviously I'm a huge TV fan in general, reality TV, all sorts, but like I'm obsessed with Gogglebox.
Oh yeah?
Like, mate, I've been campaigning hard with Channel 4 to get myself on there. And I'm not even ashamed of it. Like I'm so open. Like I just think it's the perfect job. You're getting paid to watch the telly and have snacks.
It is the perfect job. It is my out of all the things I've ever done, it is my favorite gig. I absolutely love doing Celebrity Gogglebox. Yeah.
Right. So give us all the inside scoop, because you hear real contradictory things. Like I remember, so someone told me it's not your real house. Are you sitting in a set?
No, it's a real house.
Okay, that's
good. Of course
good.
It's a real house.
Okay, so it's a real house, but it's not. Is it your house? It's not your house, is it?
No. Listen, I've only just started making money. I can't afford a house like that. You know what I mean? That house the house that we film in is like worth millions. Like honestly, it is. Yeah, it's a big, nice, very, very nice house.
So you're sitting in the lap of luxury, right? In a house that's not yours, so you don't have to clean up after yourself, watching telly with your pal and getting fucking paid for it.
Yeah, but the perfect gig.
Why did you quit the call center, Babs?
And like you said, we get free food. So anything, like literally, they will go and get anything you want. If you want Caribbean food, they'll go get it for you. Chinese, Italian, African, whatever you want. They'll literally just go. And they ask you what you want in your hamper. So, like normally you get like a rider and stuff like that. They have this big hamper for you, just filled with like sweets and crisp and popcorn, and on top of the food that they already ordered for you. So it is honestly the best thing ever.
Oh my God. So do you ever feel like being a bit of an arsehole and being like, I only want blue M&Ms?
You know what? No,
No.
but I've always wanted to test like how famous am I? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't think I could do that.
Oh God. Well, honestly, I think like I would be really tempted, especially after I've been there a while. I'd be like, oh, just like chocolate chip cookies is getting boring. I want only the chips.
Well, that would be easy. They do sell the chips just by itself, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so,
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I need something more difficult. We need to test this.
Yeah, we do.
So you do it with Mo as well, don't you?
Yes, I do, man. That's my good friend.
I absolutely love Mo, right? But the only time we've properly met was so embarrassing for me.
Oh, yeah?
So I don't know if this show's actually been out, because I have like low-level PTSD from it. So I've definitely like, I was never going to watch it. But he did his show, and part of it is like he gets celebs. For everybody not watching this on a visual platform, I did the air quotes on that. I'm not that much of a bell end. I did the air quotes. So they get celebs, and they like they dress you up like a Deliveroo driver or whatever sort of food delivery service, others are available. And the person has to guess who you are through a series of like clues. And like Mo sort of said, like, oh, you know, I had Joey Essex on the other week and the person didn't guess who he was. And it can happen. And I was just like, oh, I won't be bothered if someone doesn't know who I am. I've not got a very big ego. I was wrong. Honestly, mate, the girl, first of all, straight away when I spotted her, she was about 20. And I thought, oh, that's just not my demographic anymore. Like, if you're going to know me, like you're going to be in your 30s, I think, or 40s. I get a lot of now when I go like, oh, my mum really likes you. Like that's the age that sort of knows who I am. It's women. So so she was there and she was getting all these clues about like Geordie Shore stuff and then jungle stuff. And then even I think he did like a MasterChef one. She just couldn't fucking get it. And I was standing
That is hilarious.
Oh, babe, it was awful. And like, I thought I'd be able to really take it on the chin, but my ego took a proper bashing. Honestly, at the end, I was just like, thanks for having us, and like dived in the car. I was so embarrassed. But yeah, he was so kind to us then. He's a really nice fella, isn't he?
That's my guy, man. He's a really cool guy, man. Honestly, like, he's not let the fame get to him at all. Like, honestly.
And I'm the AJ have got the new Big Breakfast.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm so happy for him. Honestly, and I watched it just a Saturday gone. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Like, they've still got the energy of like the old school Big Breakfast, and they work so well together. Yeah.
I think it was so like, it was because I remember growing up watching the Big Breakfast and it was so overdue a reboot. Like, do you feel like having AJ and having Mo as the new host is a real monumental move?
Absolutely. Because like, you know, they're both Black at the end of the day. And I think that just shows how daring Channel 4 is when it comes to like, you know, pushing the boundaries and obviously being diverse and, you know, being inclusive and stuff like that. And it's like all Black behind the scenes as well. So, and I think that just goes to show you this is a testament to like Channel 4, man, and what they're prepared to do, man. And that's just beautiful, man. And they work so well together. They're both incredible hosts. And you got to have a lot of energy to be live for like 2.5 hours doing a big show like Big Breakfast.
So much, mate. Like proper Duracell bunny like energy.
Yeah. All that energy for like 2.5 hours. It's a lot, man.
So is it done live? So it's like that time in the morning as well?
Yeah. It's done live.
Oh, mate, nah, I just couldn't. Like, obviously, hats off to them. They're incredible. But I don't wake up properly, I don't think, till about 11.
Yeah, same. Couldn't be me, honestly, man. Couldn't be me.
Hats off to them, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So when you're watching the telly with more, like, I know they they give you the stuff to watch. It's not like you guys can choose. What are you hoping comes on, and what is he hoping comes on? Do you ever disagree?
So for me, I am hoping something nice, like whether it just has to be just no scary movies. That's it.
Yeah. Like,
I don't do scary movies.
I don't like thrillers, like psychological
I like
stuff.
thrillers, but not scary. Yeah, I don't like horrors. Whereas he is hoping he's hoping horrors come on because he wants to see me scream and squirm, like, because he just finds that hilarious. Whereas I'm just like, please, no horrors, please.
Oh, with friends like that, mate, who needs enemies, eh? No, but so obviously he's kind of like your work husband, isn't he? And my partner, Erkan, when we're watching telly at home, we completely disagree about what to like, what to watch.
Oh, yeah?
I like, well, I've just been telling me, producer, I like things like, quite cute, quite like anything with Jennifer Aniston in, anything like rom-com-y. I do like, don't get us wrong, like every so often I don't mind a bit of a serial killer documentary in there just to keep us on my toes.
Yeah, some of those, yeah.
I was obsessed with all that, like Tinder Swindler, Inventing Anna, all that.
Oh my God, I love that.
I was hooked with all that. But yeah, like anything like sort of anything with blood and gore, I absolutely turn off. I can't do it.
I cannot do. Yeah. But we don't disagree, me and Mo. We don't really like disagree because we only watch like maybe 15 to 20 minutes of like a horror or anything. Like, well, when it comes to horrors, I know it's going to be over soon. So that's enough for me. But still at the same time, I'm just like, please, if you can avoid a horror, please. But Channel 4 now, they find it hilarious. So they're just trying to plug me for every single horror like, in there, like, you know what I mean?
You've made a rod for your own back, mate. Like, I remember when I went in the jungle and they were like, what are you scared of? I was like, there's absolutely no way I'm going to sit here and give you a list of my darkest fears because I just know I'm going to have to face them in the jungle. I was like, I'm really scared of fit men, gin and puppies. Please don't put us anywhere with those. You've completely made a rod for your own back, mate. There's going to be horror after horror now, I think.
Yeah, I know, man. Oh, gosh.
Do you ever get to meet any of the other people watching the telly? Like the other couples?
So I've met Ryland. I've met Jonathan Ross. I know he's done Celebrity Gogglebox. Who else? Obviously, me and Judy Love, we know each other.
Oh, I love Judy as well.
Yeah, I love Judy, man. That's my big sis. Who else? I've met Roman Kemp, and he's a cool guy. Absolutely sound guy, man. Really cool.
We've had him on the podcast as well, actually. He's so lovely. Yeah. I would also really like to have his dad on because, as I mentioned, he's really fit. Really fit, dad.
I like how he's still, at his age, he's still able to like pull birds. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, he's going to have no bother nicking a bird, but I did talk to Roman about it and he was like, no, he's very happily married to my mum. So obviously.
Fair enough.
And she is absolutely gorgeous as well. They're just a genetically blessed family, I think.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely.
So you're really happy on Gogglebox at the moment. What is next for you though? Are you busy working on something right now?
Yeah, I'm just preparing myself for my tour. I've got a tour coming up next year. So that's, one thing that I'm, grinding at, being in the comedy clubs, trying to make sure that the material's good and, the whole routine is good. And then other than that, I've got like, my own little podcast that I'm doing, Mission Imagination.
I've heard about that. So tell me about Mission Imagination.
So Mission Imagination is a children's podcast, and it's all about, the storytelling. We invite the author to come down and basically take the children on like, a mythical adventure based on their book. They'll basically take them on a mythical adventure and like, ask the children, who we call puffin ears, they'll ask them questions and just ask them to basically expand their mind, like literally like create a whole new world, and whatever they want to throw in, they literally get to throw in. And it's awesome. Like, it's awesome to watch like children's like imagination work. Like that it's crazy. Some children come up with some crazy stuff, but at the same time, it is great, man. It's great to see.
That was such a curveball for me because obviously I'm not familiar with your podcast, but that clearly explains why. I have no children. I'm not a child myself, but I really didn't expect it to be like that. You really are a man of many talents. Oh,
thank you. No. I mean, I give credit to Puffin Books and Mags Creative. They're the people behind it. They approached me about the whole, podcast, and the only, thing I had, I was just like, look, let's make sure that we champion like diverse voices, so female authors and people with like different ethnic backgrounds. Let's like champion everybody, but let's make sure we get the people that are hardly ever heard. So I was push hard for like female authors and stuff like that. So that was really, really good.
Do you have kids yourself?
I have one son.
Okay,
As
so
you can
cute.
see by the children's colourful stuff in the background.
I started to look behind him and then I was like, this is all falling into place. But then again, is this just the backdrop for his podcast? I didn't know. Oh, bless you.
Yeah.
So who have you
So
had
yeah, I've
on?
got one son.
Who have you had on the pod?
Oh gosh, we've had so many authors, man. So too many to remember, man. We've had too many to remember. But honestly, it's such a we're on series 2 now. We're on season 2. And last year we won an award for the podcast, which was great. We won the Arius Award. And yeah, it's just been awesome, man. It's been an awesome journey.
Well, that's so amazing. And like, obviously, I'm going to ask a really tacky question now because it's me. So I know from like following like people in the industry, there's a lot of people moving into that space, like children's books, like appealing to more of a younger crowd. Is it it must be a lucrative space to be in, mate? Are they doing well, these authors? They must be fucking smashing it.
Yeah, it's nice.
Look at you trying to keep it classy. You're on my podcast, mate. Come on, just tell us. Should I be writing children's books? I'd have to clean up.
Oh my God, if you want to write a children's book, I mean, that is an amazing idea. Like even me and my wife were trying to create our own at the moment. In terms of like numbers, it all depends if your book sells. If your book sells, then yeah, cool. If it doesn't, then you know, it's just like any other industry. But no, I've known some people to push some serious numbers.
Because it's like David Williams is at it. I mean, he's one of the trailblazers. He's been doing it a while, hasn't he? But I think Rochelle's doing it. Rosie Jones is there. I'm sure Alicia's on it. Yeah, mate. I feel like if I start having children, that is going to be my first business venture.
Oh yeah, children's book.
And then can I come on the pod?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. But the thing about it, what I'm learning from reading a lot of children's books is it's about being personal. Like a lot of the books that my son reads, that we've got sent from Puffin, they are really, really personal books. And you know, I think that it's good because my son's able to like really relate like other children's stories about themselves, and it's just beautiful, man. Like we didn't have a lot of books before because we always wanted to find books that he could relate to. So having
feel
books
represented,
yeah, you know, and now we've got a whole bunch, and man, he can't get enough of them. It's just beautiful, man.
That is so lovely. And I know like this like real push for representation and equality and all of the rest of it is like seriously gained some pace like in the last couple of years. And I know like even just in terms of like cinema and animation and stuff, like there's all those gorgeous TikToks, isn't there, where there's little girls standing next to things like Encanto and all of that. And you underestimate the importance of feeling seen like when you're younger. Absolutely. You know, and I just think it is probably a little bit too late, but isn't it nice it started to gain some pace?
Yeah, it is.
I love it. Oh mate, it's been so nice talking to you in part 1. I'm going to have you back in part 2, talk a little bit about your comedy and loads about your acting, if that's okay. Hello everybody and welcome back to part 2 of Vicky, Pattison, The Secret 2. Part 1 absolutely flew. I feel like I'm just chatting to my mate, Babs.
Yeah, man, no, this is definitely one of those easy flowing conversations. Right?
Do you think? That's what I fucking always want it to be. Obviously, I do. Like, I think there's a special place in hell for people who don't support other people's professional endeavors.
Yeah.
You know, those people who are doing really well but kind of think like they're keeping the success to themselves, and you see them be really like panicked about it, and I think, oh, you're on a hiding enough in there, son.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love like sort of giving everybody a step up and helping and all the rest of it. So whenever anybody asks me to do a podcast, I'm always like, yeah, of course, I'll do your podcast. I would love to do your podcast.
Same.
What harm does it do? It's an hour out of your day. But my favorite ones are always where I'm like, God, I don't know where the hour went. Like I just had such a lovely time. So I always endeavor to make mine like that. And the fact that you've just said that makes me have warm and fuzzies.
No, I mean, look, this podcast is amazing. Like I've had the greatest time just talking to you. You remind me of my manager so much.
Is she a northern woman?
Yeah, she is, but you know what it is? She's like, I don't know. Like you've got so much energy, and which is amazing. Like she's got so much, and I've noticed. I'm like, the older I'm getting, my energy is just dwindling. So I like talking to people like yourself because I'm just like, okay, I'm getting that energy, and I'm like, you know,
Even okay, honestly,
yeah.
I love hearing that. We had Jordan North and Will Hanson on very recently, and Jordan obviously they've got a podcast together as well, and it's so funny. But Will is an etiquette coach, and I was like almost scared to ask the question, but I was like, "What advice would you give me?" You know, like, and he was like, "You move a lot." He was like, yeah, you move a lot. Like if you were to ever see Meet the Queen or something, he was like, I would definitely recommend being less animated. And I was like, oh, fuck me. Like I do. I mean, obviously he had a list as long as his arm about things I could probably work on in terms of etiquette. But yeah, that was the top one. And I think it is because I'm excited, I'm energetic and everything. So yeah, for you to make it a good thing.
Best advice. Sorry. You know the best advice I ever got given? A girl told me, like, once she saw that things were kind of like moving for me in terms of like into TV and all of that, she gave me the best advice. She said, just be yourself. And she came out of nowhere. She just came to me and she was just like, I can see that you're worried about the kind of field that you're going into.
Yeah.
And she was just like, you don't have anything to worry about. She was just like, the Babatunde that we see at work every day is the Babatunde that we want to see on our TV screen. And that was the best advice. So that's my advice to you. Even if you met the Queen, be yourself, because I guarantee you, she'd be like, I love this girl. I guarantee you.
Me and Lizzie, I reckon, would get on like a house on fire.
Yes. Oh, you'd probably bring out her energetic side as well. So who knows?
Be slut dropping and that in no time. No, but that's such nice advice from your friend. And like, I just think, I know it seems so obvious, you know, but I would consider it our industry, you know, in the industry you go in, it can be really difficult and really overwhelming and really intimidating. And the danger to, I suppose, make yourself more palatable or like try and be something you're not, or tone yourself down so people don't feel uncomfortable, whatever it is a really fine line to walk, isn't it? And it's very easy to do.
It is. Yeah.
Oh, come on then, based on the back of that, right, what's been the best advice anyone's given you and the worst advice in this industry?
Just best advice, like I said, my friend Kemi, she came up to me and she told me, just be myself. The worst advice that I ever got given was, it came from another comic. I won't say who it is, but it came from another comic. And they basically told me that people see you in this way. So always try to give them that. They see me as like the nice guy. And yes, I am a nice guy, but I also have my own thoughts and opinions. And he was trying to mold me into this character and said, basically like what you said, make yourself palatable so that you can reach a broad demographic. And yeah, I tried that on stage and I absolutely hated it. None of the jokes landed.
I also think it's just the most boring thing ever.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the most boring thing ever. So that was the worst advice. Basically, don't be yourself versus be exactly who you are. And yeah.
And you know, I can almost see where that comedian, who shall remain nameless, but I will be pestering you for his name after the pod is finished. But yeah, I can almost see where he's coming from. Like, I think in this day and age where everybody is very sensitive, and again, that's a sweeping generalization. There are some very measured people out there, you know, but like, I do feel like you often feel like you're walking on eggshells.
Yes, you do.
Everything is, and even me, who, you know, I'm not in a comedy space, but on my platform on social media, I often feel very scared to have an opinion because cancel culture is completely real. Does it make you being able to produce good comedy, like, does it make you apprehensive? Do you feel scared, or you're almost toning things down?
I do, but because I've been absolutely bombing, and I was just like, this is fantastic, this is great.
This is fucking brilliant.
This is brilliant, because I know that more like the best jokes are going to come from this. You know,
and also, like, even if you're not a comic, like, I kind of think that's just good advice. Like, you have to fail sometimes, you know, like, not only you know, it builds resilience, it builds strength, it shows you that actually you're not going to die. Like you can keep going, you can learn, you can become stronger from it. So I think whatever walk of life you're in, you have to have some stinkers.
Plus, the audience are there to teach you. They're not there to lie to you. The audience are there to say, this is not good enough. We need better. If you were always making the crowd laugh, what do you need to learn? You think that, oh yeah, I know it. You know what I'm saying?
I am a god, a comedy god.
Yeah. And that's what I love about comedy. Like, that's the one profession that always keeps you humble. Always.
Oh, God,
because you could be, you know what I mean? You could be Dave Chappelle or Kevin Hart or Bill Burr. You can still die on your ass at a gig. And that's why I love comedy. I can never be arrogant. I can never be arrogant.
It definitely strikes me as an area that keeps you on your toes.
Oh, yeah.
Go on then. So what's I mentioned that I would never heckle, and I absolutely wouldn't. Like, I just feel like so the pressure you're feeling as a comic, like, I don't understand why the people who are heckling them don't also feel that pressure. Because I'm like, you're in a room of people who not only appreciate comedy, but you're with someone whose job is to be funny. There's people whose job is to be funny behind the scenes. Like, I would feel the pressure even as a heckler, but some of these pricks, they just fucking go for it with like it's abandon, and I think, oh, you knobhead. Like, why aren't you like, oh God, I've got to be funny, this man's funny. So what's the best heckle you've ever heard that's actually had you howling, and what's the worst?
Oh, this is so bad because my memory is so poor.
Oh no.
Oh my God, I've heard some great heckles, but this is gonna annoy me. My memory is bad. Oh, mate. I can't think of one. Honestly, I cannot think of one. I can't. I'm so sorry. But I've heard some great ones. I've heard some great ones, but yeah, I can't think of one right now, honestly.
But you are going back on tour soon.
Say that again?
You are going back on tour soon, aren't you?
Oh
Yeah. And can people get tickets for that and everything?
Oh yeah, there are tickets still available. The first leg of my tour, nearly sold out. We've probably got like maybe a couple hundred left, but that we've got extra dates that are coming out soon, very, very soon. Okay. And so my
keep your eyes peeled.
Keep your eyes peeled. Honestly, go to Live Nation, keep your eyes peeled, because it's gone from, the demand has been quite high, which I give all the thanks to God for. So it's going to be like stretched to like maybe like 5 months. I'm going to be on the road, which is.
Oh shit! How do you find tour life? Because I know, like, obviously I'm quite, like, I feel like I'm name dropping, but I'm quite good friends with Chris Ramsey, and I know like he goes on these really long tours and stuff, and I feel like he's always desperate to get back to like Rosie and his little boys, and I think, you know, it must be really fun to go to all these different cities, but actually like the glamour must sort of wear off pretty fast, and you're just in a hotel room and you're just tired and you're just on your own. Do you like touring, or do you feel a bit lonely?
No, I like it. I like it because I've been doing it for so long. I've been going up and down the country, but I'm also someone that likes and requires a lot of isolation, because it allows me to think. If I'm constantly like, you know,
overstimulated.
Yeah. When I'm at home, I don't get a second to think, because my son is just running around smashing the place to pieces. So
how old is he?
You know, oh, he's 6 years old.
Okay, so he's just like a little energy tornado.
Oh my God, yes. Tasmanian devil. This guy is literally spinning around every single second. So I don't get a chance to think when I'm at home.
Yeah, there's no time to like sit down and be creative when you're looking for something like that. No.
So yeah, touring is good for me for that part, and the fact that I get to perform. I love performing.
Yeah. And you've described, like, obviously you mentioned before, like Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart. Are those like your comedy heroes? Would you describe your comedy as similar to them, or what's your style?
People would probably compare me more to Kevin Hart in terms of my comedy style. But those guys.
I absolutely love him. Honest. Whenever I'm on Netflix or something and I see a film of his pop up, I'm just like, I know I'm going to enjoy this.
Yeah, you got to watch it, innit?
Yeah, I'm just going to love this. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the only things me and Erkan can agree on, is we'll watch something with Kevin Hart in.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Cool. Smiles across the board.
I've gigged with him.
No.
Yeah.
Is he really tiny, Babs?
He is tiny. He won't remember me. He will not remember me. I gigged with him a long time ago. I gigged with him when I was like 19. He came to London. A mate of mine called Kojo, he invited him down. And yeah, I gigged, and you know, he went on the bill. He went last, he closed, and amazing. I've gigged with Dave Chappelle.
Oh, was that amazing as well?
That was amazing. He was hosting the show, and that moment of him saying "Welcome to the stage, Babatunde Aleshe," I was just like, "This is the greatest day of my life."
Yeah, proper core memory right there, isn't it? Oh man, you've worked with a lot of your like heroes, then, haven't you?
Yeah. Even Chris Rock. I've worked with Chris Rock.
Fuck off! Have you asked him about the scrap?
Yeah.
I'm dying to know what he's thinking, mate. I am dying to know, because honestly, I would be very upset.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man.
Human. And Will's apology, I'd just be like, a little bit too late, Will.
Way too late, man. Oh my gosh. Wasn't sincere at all, man. He's a great actor. You could tell that he was acting.
Yeah, I would just be like, you know what? You've had a bit of pressure. Everybody's told you you've been a right pillock, and now you're saying sorry. No, I'm sorry. I'm not accepting it.
No, yeah, never. I'm not accepting that at all.
And I know
you know how I'll accept it? Yeah. Pay me. Yeah. Give me like 2 million. Then I'll accept.
I want sorry in money. Thank you.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, mate, it's been such a pleasure talking to you. And I honestly mean, I could chat to you all day, but I know you're very busy. So before I let you go, here at Vicky Pattison, The Secret To, we always ask our gorgeous guests to give our lovely listeners some pearls of wisdom, a bit of advice, just so they don't feel like they've been listening to me witter on about fuck all for an hour. So yeah, I think it's like what I find super inspirational about you, and you've talked very well on, is like sort of representation, how it's important to you, how not only like do you sort of like feel like it's important for your children, but you also champion it in other creatives. So I want to know what your secret is to being seen and heard.
Okay, so
it's a bit of a big one as well.
It is.
Take your time.
No. I think, well, number one, always be yourself. That's the best lesson that I've ever learned, and that actually helps me.
Big up Cammy for that advice.
Yeah, absolutely. Big her up, man. And the fact that does actually kind of like coincide with being seen and heard, just being yourself. Never look down on yourself, man. Never ever look down on yourself. Like that whole imposter syndrome thing.
Yeah.
You know, I think if when people kind of like walk around with that kind of attitude, always walk into a room as though you belong there. That's one of the other things that I would say is a secret to being seen and heard. Always walk into a room as though you belong there. Always give yourself room to fail. Never hide. Like when it comes to your talent, never ever hide. If you don't know something, give yourself that space to learn, you know, and this is a lesson that I teach my son. So when I'm at home, my son is reading a book, I always get him to read a book standing up, and I'll stand on the opposite side of the room, and I'm just like, as you read that book, I need to hear you. That's number one. Like, and the reason why I'm teaching him that is because I want him to get comfortable with reading in a big crowd. But also, I just want him to, I love the look of him standing upright and projecting his voice. And it's
not being afraid of his voice, not being afraid of who he is, just really owning it.
Actually own it and know that you have a voice, and know that your voice is important. Just like everyone else's, your voice is important, So that's one of my secrets to being seen and heard. Stand upright, chest out, and speak with confidence. That's the thing that I not only champion, but I actively teach my son.
That is honestly so lovely. And I feel like I obviously have mentioned I don't have children, but like in the future, I'm definitely going to do the same.
It does help. It does. Honestly, I've seen a change in his confidence. He definitely is more confident in a crowd.
I love him. Thank you so much for talking to us today, Babs. And honestly, good. One last question. Why aren't you at the Fringe?
Nah, man, I don't do.
It's too cold up there. Edinburgh's fucking.
It's not even just too cold. I just think it's just not needed nowadays, man. It's not. You can do it. You can do Edinburgh Fringe. I don't think that it's a bad thing, but I just don't think that it's the only way. There are many ways, many paths to.
Is it a hard slog as well? Someone was telling me like it's quite a difficult one, and like you, by the time you get up there and you get your little porky flat and stuff, it's not actually that much fun.
Well, it costs.
Yeah, that's it. Big cost.
Yeah, it costs a lot. It's like 10 grand just to do it.
Fuck off.
I just think, yeah, real talk.
You got to pay that.
Yeah, you got like accommodation, flyers, booking the actual venue, food, all of that kind of accumulates in there.
Yeah.
10 G's is like the kind of like the price of everything.
Well, now I actually understand why you're not there.
Yeah,
you're on an all-inclusive in Mexico for that.
I'm not trying to be out of pocket or in debt when I come back. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So no, I just leave that out.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised, mate. It makes perfect sense now. You've explained it, and people can catch you on tour instead.
Absolutely, where I get paid. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. Fucking hell, good lad. Well, thank you so much for talking to us today, babe, and good luck with the tour.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.